Were you running away from the white man?
No, I was running away from black men. Just recently, a couple of months ago, there was the OCEANGATE saga, where some adventurers, we call them, was journeying to the bottom of the ocean to have a look at the Titanic wreckage, but it ended in tragedy. Now, the big mystery here is, apparently, they died almost instantly, or certainly near the beginning of the voyage. But for many days, we were left on the surface, wondering where this five-man crew was. But if they knew that they were dead, was it the US Navy? If they knew they were already dead, why keep the press in suspense?
Because I think at the same time, right, there was a refugee ship in Greece that got capsized. I think they didn't want to talk about it. About 800 poor people died.
Yes, right. I remember this.
So
right.
it's a deflection from...
So they talk about these billionaires who are lost.
So deflect from the refugee disaster.
So you mean you're trying to say is that they already knew that these people were dead at the very beginning, but they were just trying to delay the news and say that they are just missing or they haven't been able to reach them? Is that what is been surfacing right now?
You're saying that your heart sank, right? Remember? Okay. After one day? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It was such a waste that your heart sank.
Yeah.
And you're saying that because of the refugee capsizing, maybe it was the deflection.
Yeah, so they showed this billionaire being trapped inside the boat.
Yeah.
When a billionaire is trapped inside a boat, it's a very sad feeling for all of us. So, and they didn't report on the refugee ship that was... It's not a refugee ship, it was a immigrant ship, I think, that got capsized in Greece.
Okay, we've got to be careful with language here. What's the difference between a refugee and an immigrant? Well, a refugee is meant to be in danger. An immigrant is legal.
Okay, a refugee is someone
who is escaping
from
danger, right?
Yeah.
And an immigrant is someone who's escaping poverty.
Right.
Not necessarily. I mean, an immigrant is someone who has is going through using legal so-called permits to enter a country, right?
Like I'm an immigrant in your country. I'm not a refugee.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's why we're running away from the white man.
No, I was running away from black men. No, I was running towards safety.
Okay.
Right.
And you come here.
And I came here.
Okay.
When I saw this news, right? Whenever I hear people, I mean, it's not good, of course, when people die. And you know, when I look at all these, I mean, rich people or who has pensions for doing extreme things, right? Like going to the deepest ocean to look at the
adventure, right?
Yeah, I always ask why. Why is it so important for this person to go and see the wreckage of Titanic?
Yeah, could they have sent an unmanned mission down with a camera? Yeah, how they sent the mask?
But don't forget, many people have been there and looked at this wreckage. So it's not as if there hasn't been lots of expeditions that have been to the Titanic wreckage. The thing is, this guy built a small tourist kind of vessel. That's what it's commercial. All those other guys are professional mariners, right? They've got sponsors. They come from institutions of education. But you're talking about paying clients. This is tourism.
Yeah, it's like going to the zoo or something.
Yeah, like that. So that's why he was cutting.
But was this submarine built in Malaysia?
Well, apparently it might have been.
Why Malaysia?
I don't know. It sounded like a Malay name. What's the name again?
Titan. How does Titan sound like a Malay name? Hello.
Yeah, we'll say one.
Instead, it should sound like Chinese name T.I. Tan.
T.I. Tan. Yeah, T.I. Tan. Yes. No, but when he described the submarine and the accident, how did the ship sink?
Well, it's what you call a submersible vessel, right, or a submarine.
I know.
Right, but it buckled under pressure. It was too deep. That's very deep in the ocean there. So it just basically imploded. Stand Up Cat C And the Fast and the Funniest is a monthly open mic blowout that's been happening since 2018. Taking place on the last Friday of each month, a cadre of hilariously cool comics take to the stage at the studios of the Association of Comic Artists Singapore in Goodman Arts Centre. So get your tickets at the link below and don't miss the next episode of Stand Up Cat Sees Fast and the Funniest. Stand Up Cat Sees Fast and the Funniest. Laugh much you will.
No, if I'm a billionaire, if one day I become a billionaire, which is not likely, right? No, and I want to make all these extreme sports or extreme attractions available to people, right? For example, Mount Everest. If I become a billionaire, I'm going to build escalator up Mount Everest.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Yeah, then everybody can visit the Mount Everest for free.
Okay, see.
And then you build shopping malls around the Mount Everest.
Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, if you want to go up Mount Everest by some other means,
Yeah.
right? You can take a plane up, right? Or you can take a
Helicopter.
Why do you need to build your own helicopter to go up Mount Everest? You can just take the helicopters that are existing, right? So the submarines, there's so many submarines around.
No, but this is not a commercial submarine. This is meant to be a so-called touristy.
And it'd be too expensive.
Yeah.
If you try to use a US Navy submarine, that ticket would be too expensive.
Why?
And it's also, I'll say that it's a vanity project, right? For the people who can afford to pay half a $1,000,000 just to get a seat there. It's almost like, why do you need to sit in the rocket to go up to space and then see emptiness? No, you pay hundreds and thousands of millions of dollars just to go space and see.
Yeah, that's the
for
thing.
tourists.
You don't build your own spaceship to go up. Why would this billionaire build his own spaceship?
Because they can.
Yeah.
So why would this billionaire build his own submarine?
You know, I once watched an interview in South Africa, and they were interviewing the CEO of Gardens by the Bay. We spent $1.3 billion to have a man-made waterfall and a garden, right? And
1.3 billion.
Yeah, $1.3 billion.
In Singapore?
Yeah, in Singapore, the Gardens by the Bay. And the CNN guy was asking the CEO of the Gardens by the Bay, say, why do you think that is a good idea for Singapore to spend the $1 billion to build a man-made garden and a waterfall? And the CEO said, because we could.
Yes.
Okay. That's how billionaires think.
That's how they think.
Yeah. Because I could, I'm going to build something like this just to show people I could.
Yeah, but why would he go inside himself? Oh, so the guy who died is the one who built the submarine.
Yes.
One of them, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and you were saying something about the submarine being built wrongly or something like that?
Yes, it's made out of the wrong materials. It is not sturdy enough. It can't take the pressure.
Okay. But why did they learn from the existing submarines that are already built already?
No, actually, that guy died because he was too woke. Right?
Why?
He said he doesn't want any middle-aged white engineers on the project.
Okay.
So he went and hired a lot of young, diverse people who don't know what they're doing, and now they're dead. Because if I'm going to the bottom of the ocean, the people I want around me are middle-aged white engineers. I don't want to see anyone that looks like me or you, maybe Sion.
But you may need people like me for the circuit boards and all that.
No,
for the programming.
For IT, you'll be up there.
You'll be up there already. You would already been checked by some white middle-aged men already. And if you anyhow, you'll be sent back to the call center.
No, but why do you...
Right? And parts replaced in Taiwan.
But how come they are under the sea, they got danger? Aquaman never go and save them. Since you have comics, can you explain why Aquaman didn't go and save?
Well, Aquaman is probably less likely to save them than the Submariner.
Who the hell is that?
Okay, this is where us comic book guys get very offended. When people don't know the difference between a DC and a Marvel character. But in defense to Xiong, what Marvel did with Submariner in the movie was quite criminal. So he doesn't know who Submariner is, but I'll show him some comics later. I will explain that.
So you mean there's a Marvel version for Aquaman?
Yes.
And it's called Submariner.
Submariner. And
who came first, Submariner or Aquaman?
Aquaman. But Submariner was a much better character.
Why?
Okay, I'll give you the elevator pitch to Submariner.
Okay.
Okay, listen. I knew about green policies in 1968 when I was 4 years old because of Submariner in the Fantastic Four. The Submariner was angry with oil rigs and that kind of thing. Now, when you're 4 years old, just about reading a comic, You know nothing about pollution of the oceans. But Stanley wrote that into a comic. And I learned about pollution in the ocean in 1968. That's how powerful Submariner was. But of course, in typical Marvel fashion, they haven't shared this with anyone. They've done the most stupid things possible. Now Aquaman is more popular than Submariner. And, well, that's the history of Marvel movies for you.
I think that's why I prefer reading Japanese comics like Doraemon. You know? How come the Angmo comics are so heavy on the topics?
No. If you're talking
Why can't they just draw something that is very fun, like Doraemon, pick up something from the pocket and then go somewhere else?
Xiong, you don't understand what you've done there. The number one superhero for me when I was a kid was Marine Boy. He was Japanese. He was
Why was Marine Boy Japanese?
I don't know why. He was produced by Japanese.
Oh, because the Marine Boy cut the fish and then eat sushi. He dive into the sea and then catch the fish.
He used to ride a dolphin, and his girlfriend, I think it was a girl named Maria.
What, he used dolphin to make sushi?
No, he ride the dolphin. And he had a boomerang. He used to throw the boomerang. So when I did my comic, when I did Singapore Sling, I made the sling crest because of Marine Boy. So you got this.
Oh.
Right? So maybe if this guy who went down in the submarine, knew a bit more like Marine Boy, maybe he wouldn't have done what he did.
Yeah.
But I learned something from this Aquaman. I learned that seahorse can be used to ride inside the ocean.
But you're not from the Finnish hobby horse riding competition.
What about seahorses?
So yeah, that's why you have to use a stick with the seahorse.
Seahorse too smaller.
Okay.
Thanks so much for watching the Unfiltered podcast. Remember to hit that notification bell, subscribe, and most importantly, like, as that really helps our channel to grow. We'll see you again real soon.